Okay. I don't want to get off on a tangent here, but I think I'm going to have really not have that much of a choice. I go, The Hobbit is being made into a movie. And ironically, there are lots of people who absolutely hated the way the Lord of the Rings trilogy was done because they left so much out. And then there's the always everywhere whenever a book is turned into a movie, the book was better. Of course the book was better. Do you know why? The book can be a lot longer. It just is. Okay, my wife was given a copy of one of the Twilight books. Okay. Here is Breaking Dawn. Okay. Let's see how long this thing is. This is 754 pages. Now, do I think a movie is going to cover every single thing that happens in this book? Or do I think it's probably going to skip some? Yeah. Because let's say you went through, I don't know, let's say you did 2 pages a minute. So 2 pages from this book would equal 1 minute of screen time. This is what, 754 pages? At 754 pages, we'll divide that by 2. You know how long that movie is now? It is 377 minutes. You want to divide that by 60, how many hours that is? That means to turn this book into a 2-page per minute movie, it's over 6 hours long. That would be an insanely long one, not to mention ridiculously expensive. So of course you're going to cut stuff out. In terms of probably ties back to the other books. Movies are made for the mainstream audience. I'm a huge Green Lantern fan, but you know what? I'm pretty sure when I watch the movie, it's not going to go, shot for shot for like the first, 10 issues of the second volume of Green Lantern. That was written in, like the 60s. It's probably also not going to be like, Emerald Dawn. It probably won't also be like Secret Origin, which is the most modern retelling of it. I'm aware of this. I know because since, if I've spent years reading a character, the average moviegoer is going to probably want to invest, maybe 2-3 hours. That's it. Not years of reading. But going back to Lord of the Rings. Here is the 50th anniversary edition. This book this is all 3 of them, 1,031 pages long. So, Lord of the Rings is a very long movie series, it's about 11 hours. That means if they were to have gone through this book to make an 11-hour movie, they have to go through about 1.5 pages of dialogue. 1.5 pages in this book every minute. And I would assume that certain sections are going to be done differently, because they have to be. Certain sections are going to be done to fit more of a mainstream. Characters will be slightly altered. People will look different than the way you have imagined them. I don't care how good CGI gets, your imagination is always going to vastly surpass whatever CGI can do. Why? Because CGI is as good as the imagination of the person who's actually doing the work. It's imagination and technology. That's as far as it's going to go. You can think about things in a level of detail that's going to be almost impossible for someone to replicate on a screen for CGI. Period. If you're a huge fan of a series and a movie comes out, it's going to stray from the source material. It just does. There's no way to take it from a more commonly consumed fan base and make it mainstream. It's really difficult to do. I read where someone was describing comic books in the terms of movies. A comic book is essentially a TV show. You have small sections spaced out. You need to get people to watch small sections. If it's interesting, they'll want to find out what happened before as well as after. If it's not interesting, they'll quit watching or they'll quit reading. With a movie, once you sit down, you're pretty much there for the duration unless the movie's horrible and you get up and leave. Is a movie ever going to eclipse what you see in the book? No. It's not. Even the Chronicles of Narnia, they stray a lot. In the most recent one, with the Dawn Voyager, Dawn Trader, they took bits and pieces from the fourth book, because the third book kind of slow, and you can tell that the third book is a transition from the characters to get more into the later series of the books. Same thing with the Harry Potter books. When I first saw, I think it's Goblet of Fire, the opening Quidditch tournament apparently is like the first half of the book. And when I watched it, I was like, having not seen the previous one nor read the book, I understand that some sequences seem out of place in the movie, but they probably had a really good impact in the book, and they'll probably have more to do with some of the future movies. The ice ball dance. It felt really bizarre seeing it in the movie, having not read the books. But I understood, it probably has to do more with, Harry Potter going from being a kid and him growing and maturing as an adult. It makes sense. For me, I went, okay, that makes sense. It just felt kind of weird in the movie. Because you didn't have an action sequence, exposition, and then a dance sequence, exposition to, your climax. And it felt kind of bizarre to have that weird dance sequence. But apparently in the book, it was a huge portion of the book. So yes, the book is going to be better. Parts will have to get cut. Parts will have to get massaged to fit in the mainstream. Or people that said, in The Hobbit, you're going to see something like, Legolas is going to be in there. Probably some of the characters who were in the Lord of the Rings trilogy are going to be in there. They might be window dressing. They might not be. They might actually have maybe some dialogue. And that's done because people who are fans of the movies, not fans of the book, will want some sort of correlation between the two. And at the same time, from a marketing standpoint, you take the people that people already understand to be part of the series, and then you throw them in again. Did Jabba the Hutt really need to be in episode 1? No. But they threw him in there to tie the prequel trilogy into the second trilogy. That's just the way that it is. Books, comics, TV shows, source material always gets changed to make it easier to digest for, essentially the mainstream moviegoer or mainstream media people. That's it. It just is. There's no reason to get upset about it. It just changes. It has to. Not everybody loves the exact same thing. I'm pretty sure if Sopranos ever came up with a movie, it would probably have to change enough from the TV show for the regular person to walk in, sit down, watch it, and enjoy it. But have Easter eggs and tidbits that make the people who are long-term fans of the series actually enjoy it. That being said, the book is better, just like the original was better. Yes, that's why there's a remake. The book gets a movie because the book was good. Period. Everyone complains about it. It's just the rampant fanboyism, and it's pointless. I know that me being a huge Green Lantern fan, I'm going to have no impact on how the movie is created that would actually deviate it from how regular, everyday people could view it. I've accepted it. That's it. The book will be better. Because if the book was worse than the movie, then you got a big problem. Then the source material was probably inferior. Because movies normally never really surpass what you can do with a printed word.